part two because everything just shut down as soon as I said the kids are getting dammed up, clogged up, and getting a lot of blockages, and they need physical exercise. And everything just shut down. That's okay. I know how to go in and do part two. And anyone that's following me knows that we're human and we're just going to go through it, bounce with it, right? Just as important as it is for these kids to get exercise, it's important that we as adults get moving. So all this sedentary in the classroom stuff is really taking its toll while the energies are rampant, okay? And you don't even need to understand. Just know that things are happening that you can't see, but you see the effects of what it's having on you and the communication and what's going on with your body. And then place that into a child's body who doesn't have the psychological ability to sift through it. So we're going to see tempers, crankiness, frustration, and where do they take it out? On the ones closest to them with unconditional love. So if things are happening underneath your roof, that's where you can take control. Please start to align your own energy to be the master barometer of your home. Align your energy as the parent to be the master barometer of your home. Clear out some of the energies with intentionally opening the windows and bringing in new God source light, calling in whatever archangel or guide team that you'd like, clearing out all the things that do not serve energetically in your home environment. Start to align yourself. And then first off, you're going to be able to handle now and see more clearly the chaotic disconnect and static between the beings of your children, relationships, whatever. You see them a little more clearly. Don't clam up. Just keep working on the breath and releasing. Start looking at the foods that you're feeding yourself and your children. Start looking at the television and social platforms that you're feeding yourself and your children and their effects. Even if they're in bed, they're picking up all the airways that are coming out of your television, even if you're watching it in the basement. I will say that again. If your children are upstairs in bed and you're watching some kind of social platform in the basement, they're picking it up because it's gone through you and you're all the same DNA and it's all going through the airways. Okay? So again, I can't stress. Stop, drop, sit, connect with that breath. Be the master barometer of your home. Whether you're a teacher, a mentor, a parent, an aunt, and uncle, before you step foot in anyone's environment, clean your own energy. Go back to do no harm. Clean your own energy. If you need to know how, make an appointment. Let's go through it. You're just going to be a better person for it, and everyone around you is going to be a better person for it. Okay? Because you're not contaminating and dousing all the stuff you're not dealing with out on everyone else. Most of the time, subconsciously and unbeknownst to you, are you doing it? If you're intentionally doing it, shame on you. Stop that shit right now. These kids are picking it all up and they're locked down in brick and mortar. gotta do 10 and 2 perform. And their little spines are getting just wound up, coiled up, and some of them are going to burst with behavior that is out of character. So we can't control what the other kids are doing. We can control what we do through our children. And if we need to make a phone call to another parent to make them aware, but we also have to teach our children that they're going to walk into places where people are not so nice, and there will be displays of out of proportion energy, and it does affect each other. It's contagious. But how do you stand in your own column of light and just observe it and not be fed into it or sucked into it? That is what I teach. And that is how I work with the kids. And again, my spirit guides are, do not label these children. Do not. The only reason it is more apparent that these children are coming in with more gifts, talents, and abilities is because people like me and others have paved the way for safety, for their abilities to share more information, more evolved information, keeping their memories and their abilities intact longer, whereas they have been snuffed out early on because it hasn't been acceptable or the parent didn't understand the value. So the buck stops with these generations that are here now, that are paving the way so that these new ones, these beautiful new light-seated, amazing beings get to express their abilities longer and with more freedom and less persecution. Please, as a grandparent, as a mother, as a human, as a mentor, as a instructor, because I do not consider myself a teacher. I teach through instructing. That means I make all the moves first. Just like when you go into an aerobics class, there's not a sign that says move left 2 feet, move right 2 feet, clap your hands, turn around. Someone is actually physically there to instruct you and show you. I'm a physical kinesthetic learner. I've had to learn the hard way through my own understanding of what that really meant. And I didn't even know what that meant until I was 3.5 decades old. And in massage school, I learned kinesthetically. It was one of the ways that I filtered information through my body. So many kids on this earth plane are kinesthetic learners. They learn through tactile touch, and that's how they filter information. They develop the other sensories later. So getting to know the learning style of your individual self and your individuals around you, offspring, partners, so on, learning that and staying in tune and anchoring in your own is going to help you maneuver through the mazes with a little bit more grace, and the outcome being higher for yourself and higher for others, and less frustration over the changes in communication that we're going through right now, because we're going through some massive communication changes. And we're up-leveling to use different sensories that we're not accustomed to using. Okay? And these little children's are bearing the brunt of it. So I'm getting a flashback right now of 92 when my youngest was born, and then getting about 4 or 5 years old, really understanding and asking questions of parents who would say, this child's different. And I would find out so many of them were born in 92. And then what calamity came after that? all of the ADD, OCD, all of these acronyms for insanity, and then all these pills that followed. So there's a reason why a lot of these talents, skills, and abilities were frozen and suppressed. But we're here to say no more. We're not going to allow that into our lives and our children's lives anymore. We're going to take the time to raise our children, to really be with them, really connect. Because in a way, you're going back and you're working with your inner child, which my guides are now telling me is a whole other subject. Learn how to become the master barometer in your home environment and your home environment and your work environment. Links are in the description. You want to become better? You want to do better? Let's chat. Let's chat. Because the next generation, they need us badly. Badly. And right now, you can walk into a room and you can be this responsible, in-tune barometer to totally re-regulate, recalibrate an entire room, bringing everyone into more of a homeostasis if you learn to practice these energies. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please leave me a comment. Email me with questions, info@embodimentofthesoul.com. And I will see you on the next video.